Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Douglas and Diggets, monster hunters and monster hunties of all ages. It's your boy, Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, bringing you guys some more of this week of stuff. This particular week we are focusing on the Lance, my absolute bread and butter. I talk about this weapon all the time. It's the main weapon that I use. I have 1,300, roughly about 1,300 uses with the Lance right now, which is, it's okay. But, the Lance is my main weapon. I'm not gonna lie, 4 Ultimate made it a bit more difficult to really, it didn't make it a bit more difficult to love the Lance. It made it a bit more difficult to really use the Lance, in the sense that because of the way the new mechanics of the game work, so many different things you could possibly do. You know what I mean? You can use any other weapon to probably get a greater result. For that same instance, I'm looking directly at Greatsword. I've used way more Greatsword than I've ever used before. Like before, I've only used maybe 100 at best, 200 Greatsword. I just cracked 400 Greatsword uses last night, so that's a lot, because it's that level 3 swing off the jump. You get a jump that's a free level 3 swing if you follow up. I mean, it's so good now, and the fact that you have the other level 3 follow up from the ground, and makes it so good. So Greatsword is getting a lot more love. But Lance is still number one. Gun Lance is following suit as well. I'm gonna try and get to 700 uses with the Gun Lance pretty soon, to kind of offset the 1300 to the 700. You know, kind of like half, so to speak. But with that being said, let's get it started. I'm here today with myself, because normally when I do a week of, as of recently, I'm bringing masters of these weapons. Before, I'm no master of no weapon but the Lance, because I am a Lance master. Ain't nobody else here but me. You feel me? Do you feel me? I am a Lance specialist. Okay, I'm gonna use the Lance, and it's gonna be great. But whatever, let's go ahead and get a quest in real quick. Let's do some real dumb. What we got? Let's see. Let's start it off with. Okay, I don't know. Like, I can do it. I can totally do it. It's the problem I run into every now and then. I can do the quest, but let's do this. Forget it. Like, I don't like Maggie at all, so let's just slap Maggie. All right, let's get it. Let us get it. I'm here today with myself, but the people in here, they are 2 people. More than one, or more than 3, one less than 1, I guess. But or I don't know, I messed it up. That's one little thing about I messed it up. Cereza and Luxai, these are 2 really good people. They mean a lot to the kid. We play a lot, especially me and Cereza. Like, I kid you not, when I'm playing and she's there with me, I'm like, shoot, bruh, chuck up the W, okay? I have no worries. You know, sometimes when you play with a bunch of random people, it's like, I don't know, bro. But with her, it's like, I don't know about this monster living for more than 10 minutes. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I feel bad for the monster when... Oh, snap, this is bad. Or is it? How bad is it? Oh, it's not. It's not bad at all. You're not that good. You're not smart. Okay, now you're smart. How smart are you? Alright. But yo, like I said, when it's me and her, I feel like the monster is on a ticking clock. It's like, yo, how much longer are you going to live? You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Oh, snap. And she got the hunting horn too. Oh, let me tell you something. Oh. Hunting horn is my ish. Like, when I have a hunting horn on my squad, I'm real nice. But this is the week of Lance. So let's talk about the Lance. Okay. Not a lot of people use the Lance. I'm never gonna give the Lance up. Never gonna get. Okay, no. But I'm never gonna quit using the Lance. The Lance is my main weapon. It's the main thing I get everything done with. Now, there's different ways in which you can use the Lance. The way that I'm more comfortable using the Lance is counter lancing and guard lancing. Guard lancing and counter lancing, they kind of sound what they sound like, especially guard lancing. Guard lancing, you guard. Counter lancing is you time your counter attack, which is that particular move right there, with the monster's attack, and you'll be able to go through the attack, kind of, or like you'll block the attack and counter that attack with an attack. You feel me? It makes like total sense. Some moves, for some reason, even with guard 2, you can't counter. You cannot counter on. I want to say more moves have been added to this, whereas in 3U or definitely in Tri, that wasn't the case, because game over game the lance has been getting nerfed. I don't know why they're nerfing my lance when they have so many other weapons that run rampantly overpowered. But they want to nerf my little stick here, but whatever, it's cool. But there's also another way which you can lance. Lancing, known as evade lancing, was made prominent. I can't remember exactly when. I want to say maybe around the 3rd generation, where mixing sets was a lot more. You can mix more sets. You know what I mean? It was a lot easier to mix sets because of the online component and everything like that. More knowledge was passed around, blah blah blah. So let's just say that. Anyway, with this evade lancing, if you had a armor set with evasion 2 at the time, now evasion 3, people use the timing of the invincibility frames that you get from evasion 1, 2, and 3 to go through monsters' attacks completely, as if they weren't even there. And people are able to do full runs against the monster without taking a single hit, because they'll just evade through all their attacks. Now, evade lancing, it sounds great. If anything, it's the Rockstar way of lancing, but I'm not very good at evade lancing. I will evade lance during this. I mean, like, why not? It's the week of lance. I'm not going to leave myself to one particular lance either. This is my week, okay? Every other week was for everyone else. This is my week. The only thing you're getting is the armor set, which is another thing I want to bring up. Making mix sets for lances has become increasingly difficult. Whereas back in 3 Ultimate, I had maybe like 5 or 6. In this one, I only have 1. I have 2. But this is the main one that I use. You know what I mean? This one has Guard 2, Hone Edge, Razor Sharp, Critical Eye 1. Critical Eye 1 was just like an after effect. Well, a side effect, I could say. Like, because I put everything together, especially with this White Fatalis head, it gave me Critical Eye 1 for free. Well, I don't know about for free, but it cost like nothing. It was like 1 gem I slapped in and got Critical Eye 1. But it's better than no criticals, you know what I mean? Better no criticals. Ooh, you got it pretty quick there. Shaggy, not Shaggy, Crazy Maggie. But other than that, you know, lancing has been, it's a dying art, you know what I mean? Not very many people lance. I know a small amount of people who lance. Not a lot of people lance. Not a lot of people lance as much as I do, the ones who do lance. Some people lance because they're the jack of all trades, or a jack of all trades, uses all sorts of weapons and whatnot. But I'm a lancing specialist. That's why whenever I do the week of series, every other weapon that I use is me praying that I know what I'm doing afterwards, or what I'm doing as I'm working. Like my first week of was the insect glaive. I actually oh crap, this is bad. That was lucky for me. I actually developed my glaving skills as that week progressed. Now, Charge Blade was another one where I kind of did that, but not really. Okay, that was bad on my part. But with the lance, I mean, I've been lancing so long. Like, there's certain things that I do when I lance, and there's certain things that I don't do when I lance. And if I don't do something, and you're like, "Why don't you do this, Dak?" Trust me, it's not like I don't know it's there. I mean, this is my main weapon. I know everything about this weapon, okay? It's just that I choose not to use it. For instance, the mounting attack for the lance, when you go into the charge and you jump and then you poke, I don't do that because I don't charge. They're like, but it could be so much useful if you just like do it. And they're like, nah, bro, I'm straight. I'd rather find a rock, jump off the rock. I mean, why not? It's just what I do. So don't get mad. Don't get mad when I don't do something with the lance. It's just how I get down. It's just how I get down. But anyway, let's take a look at this set. I gave you the skills for it and everything. What I really wanted to do was get either Rocksteady or Challenger 2 on it. It'd have been much easier to do in 3 Ultimate, which I've done before. Just not easy enough to do here. Out of most of the lancing sets, a lot of people they think that you need to get Guard 2 and Guard Boost, where Guard Boost is actually it's a real good skill. Trust me, it's a really good skill. I would recommend if you can get Guard Boost and Guard 2, absolutely go for it. But it's just a lot harder to get both of those skills and then skills worth the damn. Like a lot of times when I try to make a mix set with Guard 2 and Guard Boost, I can barely get Guard 2, Guard Boost, and Sharpness 1. The bare necessities for a lancing set, or just any set for that matter. Sharpness 1, and just 2 lancing skills. So I tried to like really compensate for the lack of Guard Boost with Honed Blade, because if I could get sharpness 1 in guard 2, I'd try my damnedest to get hone blade in there as well. It'd be really cool if I had a relic that had Edge Master on it or something like that, but when I do these Weeko series, I'm not going to be using relic weapons, because relic weapons, they're cool and all, but not everyone can get a relic weapon to the same degree and caliber as the one that I'm probably using in the game, or in the video. That being said, I just can't seem to get a relic weapon that everyone else has. Everyone else has better relic weapons than me, no matter what. I've been dying to get a really good relic gun lance, a really good relic lance, and you know, the like, because they're the weapons that I use the most, but no one ain't trying to come off that real nice relic stuff. I only have 8 whetstone. That's insane. Like, the lance I'm going for is the Babel Spear, and the gun lance I'm going for is the General Arba something or whatever. I chose those two because they were the cleanest looking. By clean, I mean that there's no faff to them. It's just metal. And I'm down for metal. Okay, that sucks. I don't know why I did that. That took off a lot of health. The move does way more than you would think it does. One other thing though, but before we move over to, you know, general talk, as you know, because this first episode is always the slammer, because I always use with the juicy informations and whatnot. The lance, if ever you see me use the lance against anything, just know that I'm actually trying. Like, there's never not a time when I'm trying with the lance, because I'm using the lance. By using the lance, I care about my longevity. This man needs to come up and do something else. Because the lance's shield capabilities, and coupled with other things that it can do, I become very adept at utilizing all of it. So whenever I go for it, I'm really trying. I'm not playing around. There are no games being played when I have the lance, unless, like I said, there was games being played. But for the most part, guys, I'm being dead serious when I use the lance. Like right now, I mean, I could have probably done better with whatever, but because I know what I'm doing with the lance, like, just trust me in saying that I'm gonna do my best to not die. Okay, I can probably do more damage with other weapons, and I've probably done so, probably made better runs, but when the chips are down and we need to get something done, if it's a monster that's giving a lot of people in the room trouble or whatever, I'm gonna do my best to not cart, so that way everyone can have a fair chance of getting their carts in as opposed to me getting a cart in. So when I use the lance, just know, real talk, that I don't plan on carting. I don't. If I cart, it's because, I don't know, the game broke or something. Like, sure, I cart using the lance, but not as often as I would using something else. Something that definitely doesn't have a shield, or just not a lance in general, you know? And also, by learning to use the lance, I've picked up the ability to adapt to a monster relatively quickly. Because that was a weird... Okay, I dived straight when I should have dived at an angle further back, because I know that hitbox is stupid. But what was I gonna say? I totally forget. I was on a roll. I was totally on a roll, but I forgot what I was gonna say. Jeez, bro. Man, like, okay, right now you can't see it because I don't show the bottom screen, or my health for that matter. But we're not looking good on health, okay? We ain't looking good. Okay, there we go. Like, I had to back it down, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta back it down, because I knew if I were to put my weapon up, because lances take forever to put their weapons up, that it was probably gonna be ugly. You know what I mean? It was gonna be ugly. I was probably gonna catch that cart. I'm not trying to catch that cart. I got this lance out. You know something else? This lance that I'm using in particular is probably my favorite lance. Alright? This is it for me. Like, there's a lot of lances out there that are good. Just this one in particular is probably my favorite one. I don't know, the style, its usefulness, everything. I mean, it has really good attack, fairly good sharpness, fairly good element. I think there's even a slot. There's 2 slots. This is an amazing lance. I mean, there's like 2 other lances, 2 other dragon lances that, if anything, beat it in element. But in versatility, ease of use, ease to acquire, this is the best dragon lance in the game. hands down. I mean, people argue that Gore Magala because it's the flagship monster. That may be one thing, but fighting Gore is stupid. I hate fighting Gore. Granted, Gore Magala, aka Maggie, its weapons, lances, sword and shields, everything, they have a huge huge affinity bonus. Whereas this one actually does not have an affinity bonus at all. Nope, not at all. That plus 10 is the critical eye that's giving it that fire. Alright, let's see. Shit, where is it? Really, it's way up there? Oh yes, well, one thing I recommend using if you guys are lancing is you should, if you're trying to pick up a lance, a lot of people ask me, yo Dag, what's a really good lance to start off with? And I recommend this one. I really do. I always recommend the Zinogre Paths of Lances, because even though Zinogre is my favorite monster, I don't really like them that much. I cannot deny how good their lances are. I mean, the Thunder one isn't the best. You can probably branch off and do Rajang even better, because the Rajang lance is like a little bit better than the Zinogre lance. It has higher attack, higher element. It does have an affinity, a negative affinity bonus, but at the end of the day, if you wrap it all up in plastic, it's gonna be better. But when it comes to the dragon, this one's the easier one to get. So I tell people, yo, start with that and then move from there. Yo, I say wake this bad boy up. We ain't got time for this. Ah, okay. Good stuff on the mount. Let's get this thing killed. Like, I can probably go through my box and show you guys a couple lances that I recommend giving you guys. Like, if you are thinking about trying out the lance, don't know where to comfortably start from. Because I mean, numbers are one thing, but true player recommendations, at least from a lancing specialist like myself, I'm gonna say a lancing specialist as opposed to master, because I'm pretty sure some people out there are like, well, if you were a lancing master, you'd be able to do this and that, and you wouldn't get this and that, and blah blah blah. So to curb that, I'm just gonna say I'm a lancing specialist, one who lances more often than not, who knows quite a bit about the weapon. Okay, let's just leave it at that. But good hunt regardless. I mean, Gore Magala, it was a good warm-up. First hunt of the day, mind you. I mean, straight up. Like, I tried hunting a couple times today. Every time I would get it started, people would, like, fighting with randoms. The problem with fighting with randoms is that they cart once, they quit, everybody quits after that, and then I'm left there like, what the heck, bro? So this is my first hunt all the way through. It was a good warm-up. I got beat up a little bit, but just like a Super Saiyan, I get better every fight. I'm looking directly at my man Vegeta, who always gets clapped, but always comes out on top, so shout out to him. That's me. I'm gonna get beat up. I'll get knocked around, but 9 times out of 10, I'm coming out on top. I don't triple cart, okay? I don't triple cart. Not with a lance, buddy. Not with a lance. It don't have to be a good lance, okay? I don't have to have good armor. Okay, I probably need good armor, because chip is one thing. I mean, if I can't have guard 2 with bad armor, then give me some good armor without guard 2. Alright, let's see what we got in the box. What we got? Nothing delicious. I got so many parts from this monster. You know, I think THINK I have this monster's armor. I probably should make it if I don't have it though. Whatever. Maggie sucks, and I hate this monster.